a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake, and Bubba will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Quick flag. That's a way.
Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards pulls up and buries a flag. Richardson tries, out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Daniels takes his shot for Derby.
Sun Devil called by Cameron Bell and Kennedy.
Deficit to go in to win, and especially against this season of an offense. So they want to find some rhythm into this next set.
That switches things up. Jelly Sear with a service ace for ASU. Steve Lynch serving. Where's that number 6? She is a 6th generation Baylor Bear. And the serve is short, and that gives the set to Arizona State. Arizona State wins set 3. Baylor up 2 sets to 1. Head to the 4th after this.
Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratenuto at Diablo00 on X, as you guys know, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can see the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, michael.caratenuto.5. And yes, Pitchfork Lunchers, you know this, the YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube, go to my channel and subscribe so you get caught up on interviews, sound, all that good stuff. Had an awesome chat with Chris Cartman on Friday, the publisher of Sun Devil Source for 24/7 Sports. I mean, come on, guys. More inside information, and obviously a lot of recruiting stuff. And yes, keeps me, grounded in our Homer show ways. Although, yes, like I always say, we know everything's not rainbows and unicorns. But go to YouTube, Michael Caratenuto, but go to my channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 on YouTube, and subscribe, because then you shall be able to, guess what? Go back and watch. And for those of you that, miss interviews, want to go back and see them, and you still have a whole season last year of interviews to catch up on. as we just keep, rolling on here and rolling and going. Rolling and going from there. So, yeah. So again, at M as in Michael V's and Victory C's and Cat 005 on YouTube at MVC005 and subscribe. And for those of you that are watching, hey, guess what? Your friends that are that can't watch, they can listen now, as we Pitchfork Lunch are now a part of the Casual Sports Radio Network. So all you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com, and once you get to the page, just boom, click listen live Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And guess what? Guess what? Yeah, that's right. You, my friends, are going to be able to listen live on KSRN. So you might not be able to watch, which is a bummer, but hey, we want you listening. And you can go to the best internet radio station, like I said, the Casual Sports Radio Network, ksrnaz.com. Tell your friends, click listen live. They can minimize the screen. They get work done. Everybody wins, and we catch up around Sun Devil Nation as we go inside of athletics. So everybody wins. And plus you'll get comprehensive coverage of the Cardinals. Man, that was a tough one yesterday. The Mercury, the Suns, the Diamondbacks, who, yes, everybody holding their breath today, hoping for a sweep by either team, because a split and the D-backs miss the playoffs, which I know everybody will have their thoughts, but yeah, so either go Mets or go Braves, right? Exactly. But you get all that comprehensive coverage on KSRN, on the Casual Sports Radio Network, the webpage. So, the articles, everything. So, again, absolutely awesome to see. So, yeah, again, and just so stoked we could be the Casual E wants us to be a part of it. And again, very, very stoked to be a part of the Casual Sports Radio Network, because like I said, you'll see the coverage of everything else, and now I have more Sun Devil coverage there. So you can't miss out on that. Also, Pitchfork Lunchers, I announced it on Friday. I have two tickets. To the ASU Kansas game. Compliments of good friends at Dos Equis, but two tickets to give away. I announced it on Friday. I'll announce it throughout the show today in the midst of sound that we've heard from over the weekend, all that good stuff. But two tickets to the Kansas game. Shoot me a picture with fun watching college football with Dos Equis. Hit me up on X at Diablo00. Send a picture, or you can leave it in the comments section during the show too. We will go through them. We will look, and we will see who is going to win the two tickets, which I will announce on Friday. And again, it's awesome. 2 free tickets, lower level end zone tickets. So you want to win 2 free tickets, get involved. Send me, again, hit me up on X at Diablo00. You can do IG too, Michael.Caratino.5, but either way, comment during the show. Let me see you some good old watching college football pictures with Dos Equis, fun that you've had. Again, let's keep it G-rated, PG-13 rated, guys. Come on. Don't get too crazy on me. But you will get 2 free tickets to the game, and I'll announce it on Friday. So, again, want to give back here at Pitchfork Lunch. Love the fact that you guys jump in and watch. So, send the picture, send a, and even on actually you can send a video, all that good stuff. So either way, and yeah, if you don't want to give it away to everybody else, just message it to me. Not a problem. But yes, I will look out for those and announce the winner on Friday. So don't be bashful. Get those in. 2 free tickets for you for the for the ASU Kansas game, 5 p.m. kickoff, ESPN2. Absolutely awesome. So very, very stoked for that as we end the warm month of September, head into October, and now really diving into conference play. So yes, 2 free tickets, Kansas ASU. Send me pictures. Like I said, fun stuff, whether you're watching college football, it could be stuff from like tailgating that you've had tailgating already. You could already have it done, and that's cool. That's awesome. Just send me the good stuff, and you have a chance to win 2 free tickets to the ASU Kansas game this Saturday night. So anything happened this weekend? Oh, absolutely. Come on. You know this. You came in, Pitchfork Lunches, you saw the highlights for soccer yesterday, bouncing back after a frustrating 2-1 loss to West Virginia. Women's soccer, yeah, they put up 3 goals, and they handled Cincinnati 3-1. Cincinnati did get a late goal, but nonetheless, they handled Cincinnati 3-1 to get their second Big 12 win. So they are 2-2-1 now in the Big 12. Sorry. Yeah, 2-2-1 in conference play. 7-2-3 overall, liking it. 2-2-1 in conference play. Again, like I said, the tough 2-1 loss to West Virginia. And then actually West Virginia and Arizona had a 1-1 draw yesterday. And then, like I said, Cincinnati comes up to Tempe, and 3-1 is the final. Yeah, it's well, it was interesting too, because Ross Alexander was coaching the game, because for those of you that don't remember, Coach Winkworth got a red card, got 2 yellows, which, of course, as you soccer fans know, equal a red card against West Virginia. And it was in the second half. He was sent off. So that, that was a little bit of a frustrating moment for him. But coaches are just like players. You get a red card, and you are not coaching the next game. So yes, he was obviously, practice on, Friday and Saturday, but Coach Alexander did a great job. For those of you that don't know, Coach Alexander, he moved into an assistant coaching position before the 2022 season, after serving in a volunteer capacity the 3 seasons before that. And with Coach Alexander on staff, ASU has gone 19-13-7 and made consecutive appearances in the NCAA National Championship Tournament for the first time since 2009-2010. So very, very awesome there. He served as the Phoenix Rising FC Youth Soccer Club since 2018 in that position. Alexander is the director of ECNL Boys and head coach of MLS Next Professional Academy program, and is a technical lead and head coach of education for 9v9 and 11v11 game models. And in 2019, he was also named assistant coach for the International Champions Cup West All-Star team, a position which included working with the U14 age group and was the lead for talent ID and recruitment. So, yeah, a little bit of experience. He had a very, very solid college playing career for Grandview University in Des Moines, a 4-year starter. Alexander was a 3-time NAIA All-American, a 3-time All-Region first-team honoree, a 4-time All-Midwest Collegiate Conference selection, including MCC Player of the Year honors in 2014, and was the first player in program history to be named to the NAIA National Tournament All-Tournament team. And I mean, as a teammate, a tremendous leader, serving as a 3-year captain and a 2-time NAIA champion of character. So, yeah. Again, very experienced, very knowledgeable of the game, working with Coach Winkworth. So he was running the show for Coach from the bench. And, like I told you guys, I mean, this first goal you'll see here, and I shall talk you through it by Lisa Cologne. You look at Kiera Blundell handling the ball smoothly. And, oh, man, look at the header. I mean, I'll give it to you again. I mean, look at Blundell. I mean, she's getting trapped, and again, she turns away, cuts the ball back beautifully to her left foot, pops it up in the middle softly and beautifully to Anasia Cologne, who had a 3-point game, by the way, and puts that in the back of the net. So it's 1-0 ASU. Then the second half comes in, and ASU with the ball again. And Cam Valladares, man, I know I talked about her a lot. I mean, she transferred from that school down south. She saw the light. We accept her with open arms. And the way she's playing Pitchfork Lunchers, man, you have got to get out to a game. They do have Utah this Friday, another conference game, obviously, this Friday at 7 p.m. But this second goal by Valladares, which was beautifully assisted by great movement from the team, as you'll see. Great movement from the team, but as it crossed into the middle, and look at the nice flick as Cologne saw her. And I mean, it literally like on the volley, because as you'll see, guys, that ball didn't even hit the ground. And for those listening on KSRN, beautiful cross from the far side, and goes right to Cologne. He just glides it out to Valladares. Really goes right under it. He has just been absolutely
Sundown call by Cameron Bell.
Yeah, absolutely rocking it. That was goal number 2. And then, hey, Anasia Cologne, why don't you have a 3-point night on the set pieces, which she takes from distance? Again, Sun Devil soccer fans, you see what you can do. But right here, look, takes it from about 30 yards out and right to the head of Gillard and puts it in. And you can see right there. And that was Grace Gillard. Pardon me, Grace Gillard. And look, I mean, just look at this service, guys, one more time. Like, it is a thing of beauty. I mean, 35 yards out, maybe 35 yards out, right into the middle of the 18. And Gillard beats the defender, had a teammate with her there, rises up, gets the header on it, puts it in the back of the net for 3-1 win. And man, I mean, again, just absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. And so they win 3-1 and have their 7th win of the season. Utah coming up on Friday. But man, just if you watch the West Virginia game in frustration, and I talked about it Friday, like quite a few of us did, and obviously Coach Winkworth, some maybe calls he disagree with, and some of his teams play, maybe just kind of boiled over for him. And again, I chuckle because, again, it's not that it's funny, because it is fun when you're a coach. It's like you're looking at things, you're like, we have not played like this or done any of this in training, in games. And yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a frustrating moment. There's a team across from you trying to get something done as well. We all understand that. But when he got the red card, when he got the red card and was going off, I mean, again, it was just those things kind of boiled over. And he was obviously frustrated with some of the calls, to overstate the obvious. But Friday in practice, you know, self-reflection, and then Friday maybe watching film, and maybe a light walk through Saturday, you know, a little practice like, hey, this is what has to get done. So, and they were able to they were, again, it looked better. And again, Cincinnati kind of, as we say, parked the bus a little bit. But ASU possession wise, moving the ball, you know, being patient, but hitting those shots, hitting it down the wing, whether trying to get it to, you know, Kerry Matthews, and, you know, in the first half on the right side as well too. But Cameron Valladares on moving it down, moving it through the midfield. Again, they, you know, Cincinnati, again, parking the bus, had I think one or two maybe chances, counters that were, you know, deeper in around the ASU 18, but there wasn't that many and opportunities. And then in the second half, yeah, they got the goal late. I want to say in the 86th, 85th, 86th minute, they got their goal. And, you know, but it was overall for the meat and potatoes of the game, but from beginning to end, just a lot more solid by ASU. And that's a huge part. So get to that. Volleyball, man, it was a tough one in Waco, taking on Baylor. The Devils do fall in 4. To Baylor, and they are now 12-2 overall. But yeah, just their second loss of season 1 to number 5 at the time, Nebraska. But Nebraska, yeah, they're now number 2. And, you know, they beat number 22 TCU in 3, and then they dropped, like I said, in 4 to Baylor. Saw the winning of the third set for the Devils, as, again, another ace drop by Jelly Sear, a service error. And there was both teams, I think, uncharacteristically, if you watch this match, I know Coach Van Neal, again, there were some things that he didn't have some challenges. And look, I'm bringing this up because, yes, I was paying more attention to the ASU game, but I've watched, obviously, other college volleyball. And the 2 challenges, I really do think it should be 2 challenges per set. Or if they don't want to do it, I think there needs to be balanced at least 1 challenge per set. If you take it and you win, then you get a second challenge in that set. But it's got to reset each set, because there was some calls that, and again, real time, fast, not trashing the officials, pitchfork lunchers. And you guys know my baseline to it, how I judge it by. If I would give the same decision to that school down south, then guess what? You know that that I would give it to. If I would give it to that school down south, then I am saying it needs to be that way. And yes, if this had happened to that school down south, I'd be saying the same thing. Again, maybe not sad that they didn't come out victorious, but in this case, it's ridiculous because and in real time, and again, they're looking at it, and it's, you know, sometimes bang bang calls, but there's quite a few. There was a few that he didn't have any challenges left, and it's like, okay, well, you know, you're just giving it to him, so what? You just want them to hold on to it for the last set when something could be pivotal in the other set, and there's no, you know, replay induced thing. And again, if it was every point, I get it. No, it's not every point, but you know, when you're looking at lines, when you're looking at in or out, you know, was a ball touch? If they challenge it and it was, they win. But if there's no challenge and it was touched, then the other team gets the point. Again, human error. I'm fine with it. Said it in baseball before, but it needs to be, either 2 challenges a set or 1 challenge a set if they want to change it up. And if you win that challenge, then you get the second one. But that's it. You get a second one. But they don't carry over. It's just, it should be 2 a set. And I don't think that's too much to ask for, because if you say you challenge and lose, people can be like, all right, but in that one set, well, okay, so that's the set I lost that. But to me, it's just ridiculous. And there's a few that I think would have went ASU's ways. Now, I don't know, would those points have turned it around? Would they have won the match? I don't know, but it was in the 4th set where it was going back and forth, and you can change momentum and at least force a 5th set. Maybe they lose in 5 sets, but yeah, I mean, that's the one huge thing you take. I mean, and on both sides, just a ton of service errors, serving long, into the net, Baylor and ASU. So definitely not what you would expect to see from teams like that. I mean, what was the if they ASU had 9 service errors, and Baylor had 13. So that's 22 points total given away. And people say, well, only 9, but they just came at times where, and again, for Baylor, for a team ranked like that to have 13, for ASU to have, okay, you didn't have 10, but to have 9, that's just, again, and you think of 22 points overall, you just freely give to the other team. So that's 9 points, and you figure, well, hey, Baylor had more, ASU, but it's that part to me was tough. But yeah, overall, but there were obviously stretches of play too. Claire Jeter up front, and again, even Bailey Miller growing into her role, and then Shania Cromartie, obviously jumping through the gym, her and Jelly Sear. It's just when they swing, and the broadcasters talk about having like a heavy arm from Sear. And it's this team said they'll come back home. They open up Big 12 play this Wednesday versus Utah. And then Friday at 5, they will have BYU in Desert Financial. And then next Wednesday, October 9th, get out there, get loud, get crazy, and force that other team into errors. That team from down south is up here next Wednesday. So, so that part, my friends, absolutely awesome. So yes, we go, but that's just a little look ahead. But yes, Utah this Wednesday, 6:30, get on out there. So, but hey, there's out of basketball on Friday, and got a little bit of sound. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. Actually, when we get back, I'm gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna hear from Coach Alexander, but we will hear from Adam Miller, Hoops Wise, as well. So, but we'll hear from Coach Alexander about soccer's 3-1 victory and go from there. So we will take a quick break, but when we get back, more Pitchfork Lunch.
it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraging. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
I'm always laying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
And we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caracino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. Check out the show live here every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, michael.caracino.5. Watch it live on my YouTube. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And for those of you that can't watch, hey, look, man, wanted to expand it. Casual E stepped up huge with the Casual Sports Radio Network. And we are live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can go to www.ksrnaz.com. Go to the homepage, click listen live. So those of you watching, tell your friends about it. Also, don't forget, guys, send me your pictures, fun pictures watching college football, tailgating with Dos Equis, because there will be a winner on Friday, and the winner will get what? You ask, 2 free tickets to the ASU Kansas game this Saturday, 5 p.m. kickoff on ESPN2. So, again, hit me up. Let me see the pictures at Diablo00 on X. And you could already have it, send in a picture, send a little video. Yeah, picture, little video, whatever, but send it to me, and the winner will be announced on Friday's show. And don't worry, it can electronically transfer you the ticket, so don't have to go crazy. It is simple and smooth, and we are all good. So that being said, but so I want you guys to hear from Ross Alexander, again, the assistant coach for Sun Devil women's soccer, because yes, he was coaching the team. Coach Winkworth got the red card, got sent off, and his team again looked. He was around him coaching him. It's not like, okay, you can't coach him, but nonetheless, Coach Alexander did a hell of a job, and the team obviously bounced back. The team did a hell of a job bouncing back from they battled, but and I'm not saying West Virginia wouldn't have won, but they battled, but it was just, hey, sometimes you're just going to have sometimes one player has it, sometimes you just kind of have it as a group, and it was sloppy. There were more sloppy moments and careless moments in the West Virginia game than there was continuity. Let's leave it at that. But nonetheless, let's hear from Ross Alexander post-game last night after the Sun Devils 3-1 Lady Sun Devils beat Cincinnati 3-1.
Win, just overall thoughts?
Yeah, I thought very professional performance. I think reflecting back on Thursday night, we were disappointed with overall performance on Thursday night, and the best way to respond to that is go on and play the next game. You know, the good thing about soccer and college soccer specifically is the games are thick and fast, so there's no chance to rest on those laurels. We have to come back and work hard, and I felt like we did that for tonight. I think towards the end we could have managed the game slightly better than we did, and that's an opportunity for us now to learn, because again, like I just mentioned, we've got to go again next week. We've got Utah, who are a very live opponent, good team, will play good football, will come here next Friday night, so we're ready for that.
How important is this momentum heading into Utah?
Absolutely. Again, it's important in this game that you never get too high, you never get too low. So again, we're reflecting on Thursday, we were disappointed. We're going to be proud of the performance tonight, but we know we need to go again. So come right now, actually, focus right now is done with Cincinnati. Focus now is on Utah, and we're trying and build upon that and make sure we're ready come Friday night.
How much, I don't know if we're smoother that I'm looking for, but when Anaja's playing like that, I mean, obviously he gets the goal, but then like just kind of free in the middle, how much better do you feel the team plays off of that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Anaja is whenever she's in the game and the ball's in and around her, she's got something special. You know, you don't know when it's going to come, you don't know what it's going to be, but she has moments in her that you saw tonight to turn the game on its head. And they came with a game plan, you know, very organised. We had a lot of the ball to start with, but it's tough to score goals, it's tough to break teams down. But when you have players like that can turn the game like that, it makes a world of difference for sure.
Obviously, we've seen her play in wider areas a lot earlier this season, and to be more central today, I mean, do you think maybe that's something the team has to look at going forward? Yeah, always. I mean, she's a key player for us for sure, so we want to make sure she can be as impactful as wherever she can, but we also have players in wide areas that were contributing tonight as well, that free her up, and then we've got KB up top as well, and they're both dropping in at different times. It's very hard for the defenders to deal with. And they're all good at, especially those players are good with their back to goal, and they find that little bit of space, then we can get runners in behind and so on. So,
and how much more pressure you feel it puts when Anaja's in the middle like that too, but I mean, the way Cam's playing down the right side, just with her speed, how much more pressure do you feel it puts on a defense?
Yeah, she's a threat, you know, and she's a constant threat. You saw it the first half, you saw it when she went back on in the second half. Cam wants to take the ball and run at you. She wants to take the ball and run at you. And she's one of those players where you can study the film and watch Cam, you know exactly what she's going to do, but the question is, can you stop it? You know, and that's the question she has to keep asking every week.
Is there anything in the final 10 minutes that you can improve on to avoid?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's little things. I think even like the sort of game management piece we were making, also we made a lot of subs, which disrupts flow. So from a coaching perspective, something that we can look at for sure. But we're also trying to manage legs at point in the season as well, with a result, you know, that was pretty comfortable at points. But even like when we are making subs, they come sprinting off, you know, and it's like, well, okay, these are moments that we can learn from, for sure. And not that we're trying to cheat or do anything like that, but it's moments we can learn from, for sure.
Obviously, Nellis did play the full 90 minutes, but I want to know what goes through your mind when she did go down for that brief period.
I think what I was proud about was how aggressive she was, how brave she was in the moment. We spoke about it a lot before the game about, as a team, showing confidence in moments in our box, both boxes and in any point. We wanted to play a performance tonight that we stood up tall, and I felt like we did that, and I felt like in that moment she did that, which was pleasing to see.
In a season like this, where the games come thick and fast 2 a week, just lots of them in general, how important is it to get the ability to bring those backups out later on in the game and save some of the starts and minutes?
You've no idea how important it is, because we say this every time, you know, at the end of every training session we go team first, you know, and it really is, because moments like this prove it. You know, every single player that was on the field was needed tonight, and they did their job. Yeah, the last 10 minutes could be better, for sure it is, but we've managed to now get some rest and players that needed it, and they'll be, come next Friday night, we should be buzzing ready to go. Absolutely.
After Thursday's game, Graham brought up, you know, some struggles the team have had maybe in the mental side at times. What kind of a step up do you think you've seen from this team over the last few days? Yeah, and again, I'll say the same thing. There's always ebbs and flows. You know, we spoke before the game about like a good story. You know, every good story, there's always adversity, and then the best part is the comeback. The best part is the response, and I think we showed that tonight. But now, as I went back to the very first statement about Utah, that game's done now, and there's no point in bouncing back tonight if we don't do it against Utah. So the focus now is fully on that, to go again. You know, we can't stop. Can't stop.
And there you have it. Sun Devil assistant coach Ross Alexander, saying to Utah, and, like you said, last 10 minutes. And again, not that the players playing, couldn't play, but just, a little bit of a, like you said, the last 10 minutes got to build, but and it makes a great point right there. And I mean, Coach Winkworth, echoes that a lot. Like, what do you do? What do you do to build on a game and, yes, take stuff from each game, obviously, when you watch film, but how do you build on it? What do you, what can you take, against Utah? So that's one of those things where again, like I said, they have Utah. It's funny, volleyball's got Utah Wednesday and soccer's got them Friday. But what do you take, from the Cincinnati game? Again, there's a lot to take. And they showed, obviously, they can keep possession. They can move the ball. They can stay patient. But they will take their shots. But with that, though, not get too impatient and give up counterattacks. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, it is crazy because, like, not the season, but it was like a night and day game from West Virginia on Thursday to Baylor – or to Cincinnati, pardon me, on Sunday. So I like what Coach Alexander had to say there. And we're also going to hear from the woman that had the goal and the 2 assists, so had all 3 points tonight, and just what, she was able to do. But yes, let's hear from Anasia Cologne, because again, her first goal, or the header to get the scoring started, and then the 2 assists on both goals. One cross came into her, didn't even hit the ground, and she guided it beautifully over to Valladares. And then the second one on the set piece, like I said, probably about 30 yards out, and put it right in the middle of the box. And Grace is able to get the header. But without further ado, here is Anasia Cologne.
Actually, my coach, she was giving me pointers. She said, as soon as the ball gets kicked over to the other side, they don't pay attention to the back post. So in that run, when Katie went into the box, I just stayed a little behind, and she crossed it. Perfect cross, honestly. So many thoughts were going through my head with that cross. Last option was to head it, so I just headed it last minute, to be honest.
When you're playing that freely in the middle, though, how much more do you feel it frees up the rest of the team?
I think it's very beneficial. Today they did play with a 5 in the back, and they were very man marking me in the middle, so it was kind of hard. But we definitely found some times in some spaces for us to play through, which was good, and that's what we've been working on. So it's glad to see it came out tonight.
Talk about how that shifted the momentum and kept it rolling for the team.
It honestly, we've been working on it, and we've been trying to improve it in the game, and I'm just glad that it actually worked. When you work week in and week out, and you're just trying to something new, and it's actually working in the games, it's beautiful to see.
And with you, when you're playing like that, I mean, how much growth have you felt just from obviously Cam down the right side? Because there's constantly, when you're putting on pressure, she's putting on pressure, but when you're in the middle, do you feel that it's kind of at peak attack for you guys?
No, I feel like, honestly, even when Cam's out wide or I'm in the middle, I feel like the players that are behind us also apply pressure as well. So I feel like, and that's what we've been working on. We've been working on pressing. So I feel like that was really good for us, and it showed in the game today. As soon as somebody got the ball, we were right there on them, and we won the second goal. So it's just, again, good to see it happen on the field.
In comparison to West Virginia last week, what do you think you did differently as a player for this week?
West Virginia, definitely a frustrating game, 2-1 loss at home, back from a couple of away trips. Again, I personally just put in some work on the side, try to figure out what I have to do, watch film, that's always a must. And then you can see it on the field, the combinations, the small plays in small areas between us all. We've been working and we're showing it, so I can't wait for you guys to see more.
Good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you see her right there, Anasia Cologne. Yeah, kind of like her set piece kicks, direct and to the point, right? No, but I mean, it's she gets the goal, gets it started, has the 2 assists, but it's just, you can say a lot of sports, yeah, your the pace, the flow, tempo can get into that, but just the pace and flow, and obviously the trusting in your teammates. But yeah, when she has that freedom to, and I've always called it playing soccer, it's organized chaos, because you have somebody in the middle that's, again, playing in the middle, but kind of floating, maybe can go to the outside and can, just take defenders away or take defenders away from other people, draw more to herself, or a defender, they push out, kind of like she's alluding to, they kind of push away, and it just gives her more space to go up. And again, we know she gets to a certain distance and she can absolutely crush the ball in to the back of the net. So, I big fan of that as they get the as they get the 3-1 win there. But I did promise you, they're got their 7th win of the year, and they are rocking, and they are 2-1 in the Big 12. So that is great to see, and want to continue that against Utah on Friday. Of course, we'll talk more about it. But to shift gears to basketball, like I promised you, again, team getting ready for the season. Obviously, the more fall goes on, coach only gets them for a certain amount of time. But in the gym, the way they've worked out, coach has been liking the way they worked out, and having some guys back that can build. And then it's transfer portal. I mean, Austin Nunez transfer back, but he was here 1 year, so he has, I think, he was a transfer that kind of had obviously more of a feel, but knowing a little bit more, that came into the transfer portal. But but let's hear from Adam Miller, who is back. Who is back, and one of the leaders of the team. But once he got to play last year, that whole lawsuit and waiver, and he could play, and fitting in. He talks about leadership here, and fitting in. But yes, let's hear from Adam Miller to end the show. And but I'll talk a little bit about what he said afterwards. But here's Adam Miller from after practice late Friday afternoon.
How's this group coming together?
Pretty well. I think we just got to keep laying the foundation, keep chucking away, keep going at each other every day, and we're getting somewhere. We're getting far, man. We got a lot of talent on this team. I'll tell you that. But talent only takes you so far. So we just got to continue to keep working hard, keep chowing down on defense, make sure that's as great as it can be. Keep listening to coach, keep doing overtime, you know what I'm saying, off the court stuff. It's not optional. You got to make sure we get paid nowadays. So you got to keep reminding everybody that the optional stuff isn't optional. So just go out there and give it our best shot.
What characteristics or qualities impress you the most so far about this group?
Man, we have so many of those on this team. Joe Son's a really good player. We got so much. Like BJ's a really good player. JQ is a silent killer. Big Sean's a loud killer. Like we got not literally, but we just got a lot of guys who do different things, and I feel like we just got to put it together and just keep bonding. You know what I'm saying? Communication, and just keep being there. We went to the fair the other day, to stay fair, and we had a good time. So just keep doing little stuff like that and keep coming together.
Last time you were here speaking with us, you talked about your first impressions of Jaden, his work ethic, but Joe Son wasn't here at the time. Was there any, first impressions, whether it's on or off the court, that you saw from him?
From Joe Son? Oh, no, he's a really good player. Man, he is, his IQ is one thing that surprised me a little bit. I knew he could score, but he does a good job of once he finds out that people can notices he can score, and he does a good job of dishing the ball. So that's a good thing that he needs to have going into the season. So I feel like that's a surprise that people need to think about.
Is the offensive capability of this team better?
Higher than last year? Yeah, the ceiling's way higher. I can't tell you how high the ceiling is because we got a lot of pieces who do a lot of stuff. Because we got so many guys. We got Bashir, we got Amir, we got Mason Alliston, who's all really good guys, and you can go down the list. So it's just so many things that we got to tie in and just find ways to, put it together. But at the same time, I feel like we are all so good at different ways that we all can stand out.
As one of the returners of this group, have you challenged yourself to be more of a leader, whether it be vocally or just how you handle it yourself?
I think for me, it's just that I think last year I kind of came in as in I wanted to fit into the culture because they had made it to the tournament the year before instead of just, being Adam Miller. And I feel like now it's kind of like, okay, be Adam Miller and also set the tone of what we're going to do here. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of had to rebrand that culture a little bit, with new guys on the coaching staff, new guys on the floor. But I think for me personally, it was just being Adam Miller, remembering who I am, and then just going out and just making sure I lay the foundation for what this team needs to do every day.
And you can't force it, but like you said, being you, but how does that help build the chemistry? I mean, like you said, a lot of new guys come in, a lot of good players, but you said going to the fair, but just the chemistry, how has that been built so far? How is that building with this team so far?
I think it's building with the competition. I think that we go at it in there. Like, I don't know if you guys got to see, but this whole week we've just been going at it. Like my team, the first day we got swept, but then after that it's just been it was fierce. I told everybody to get a good night's sleep after that, and then we came back and it's been crazy out there. But I can't say too much of the things that was being said. But that when you play teams like Houston, Iowa State, who there's gonna be a fight every day. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna scrape your knee a couple times, you're gonna leave with some bruises, but if you do that every day in practice, it's going to be second nature when you go out there and do it.
How much of that competitiveness has sort of been, brought by Bobby and instilling it in the rest of the team?
I think it's kind of just it kind of just happened. Honestly, I think Coach brings it obviously because Coach knows what it looks like, but it kind of just happened. Like last year, it happened sometimes, but it really wasn't like we knew what we were going to do every day, and we went at it, but. This year, it's like, from the get-go, it's like, okay, we about to go at it. And that's one thing that me being on the team my freshman year at Illinois, where we were #1 seed going to the tournament, then the next season, even though I didn't play that season, tearing my ACL that summer, going at it every day with that team, and just so on and so forth. Just I kind of can tell, like when teams compete, I'm like, okay, we got a good squad here. We compete.
After a slightly maybe disappointing season for the team last year and you being part of that team, how hungry are you this season to sort of right those wrongs?
Super. I think that the level and the standard I set myself for and my team for last year wasn't met, and I think that I know, and I know what that looks like. So this year it's like I go out every day and I compete. Like, you know what I'm saying? We play Gonzaga, we play Duke, we play all these teams. I know that they're going to compete. So I got to make sure that I go at these guys and set the tempo and set the pace so that we do that when we lay that foundation.
What have you seen from the three young guys as far as how they are as people and in the locker room and off the court?
I think that whoever they were with prepared them well. I think that it just shows that whoever was with these guys, their parents, their trainers, set these guys up to have a great season because these guys come in, they get extra work in, they don't complain, they be where they need to be, and they come out and compete. Man, we got a good group of young guys, probably the best group of young guys I've ever played with.
There's been a lot of talk about versatility. What have you seen from this group that's allowed you guys to be so versatile on both ends of the court?
On both ends of the court, I think athleticism is one of the things that allows us to do that. I think all around we have a more athletic team. I think our IQ, we have a really good team. Like we know how to space the floor in certain times. We know how to find each other. We're learning each other's niches, and we just compete. I think that's just the big thing. Like, no team is perfect. Like there's times out there where things may get cluttered but I feel like the fact that we compete, we listen to coach. You know what I'm saying? We do a good job of listening. We're coachable, and we stay disciplined. It shows out there, and that's only been a week now.
What makes JQ a silent killer?
what makes JQ a silent killer because he is the type of guy who draws a lot of contact and get fouls every time and still finishes. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. One of the strongest 17-year-olds I swear I've ever seen in my life.
What about a large killer?
Huh?
What about a large killer?
A large killer? Yeah, that too. Man, who's ever guarding him is going to have a tough night. That's all I can say.
What does that do for you, having a guy like that?
Shoot, make me happy. I'm one of those guys, people tend to not leave. So, shoot, you don't leave, you don't help whoever's guarding him. Good luck.
Are you excited for some two big man lineups that we're going to be seeing in any of the games this season?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't know if anybody, JQ can shoot it too. So like, he's going to space the floor, and then when Sean rolls, we already know how high he can go up top. So it's like, yeah, pick your poison, and we're going to roll with whatever you do. We're going to do the opposite.
For what we were able to see today, you were particularly vocal. When you have so many newcomers and you're still trying to feel everything out and going through this competition, how important is it to be vocal and have a few of those guys be those drivers and not necessarily a lead by example type guy?
Yeah, I think that's just my role. Like just going out there and talking every day. Some of these we got so many guys who play basketball, but they're kind of quiet. I've never been like that. Like I'm like, if I'm gonna talk a lot out of practice, I'm gonna talk a lot in practice. You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that along my way, playing with a lot of guys older than me that I picked up along the way, and playing with a lot of great players all the time, Team USA camps and teams, and I just learned to pick up to just kind of be that leader. So I've always had that in me, and I know if I want to play at the next level, I got to be vocal. So I got to do that with these guys and show them that, like, hey, this is not church. Like I was saying out there, like my grandma's house gets louder than this sometimes. So this is nothing to me. We got to talk.
To that point too, I know because last year you were in some games too that maybe some calls got away, some emotion gets away. But with your leadership, like you're saying, I mean, even talking, but how big is it for you to kind of lead the team? And okay, maybe if there's one call, just stay away from the refs, just play the game.
Yeah, I think you always got to have that guy out there. I think that it just comes with being a vet and responsibility. I think that the time I put in, like I don't want to be a front runner. Like I don't want to be a guy who my stuff stinks and I'm just saying something to somebody every time. That's not who I am. I'm the type of guy, I know I'm putting extra work in. I know that I'm going out there and I'm competing at a high level. I'm going to show everybody that. Then I'm going to start saying something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to set the foundation. Then I'm going to okay, look, you see how it's done. Now all you have to do is try. And that's it. And nobody's going to get mad at you for trying. If you put the effort in, then you're not going to set yourself up for failure. Sometimes you lose, sometimes things don't work, but being vocal and reminding guys that, hey, the game goes like this, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you talk, you play with urgency, you're where you're supposed to be, you do film work, after everything is gonna fall in line.
And last year you had a defensive identity. With all the offensive challenge you've added this year and how excited you are for that ceiling, how do you maintain the mentality on the defensive side?
Yeah, I think that you just gotta emphasize it because the Big 12 is very physical, and if you play a team like Kansas, they're gonna run their stuff, and if you fall asleep, it's game over. You're gonna lose, especially if you're playing at their house. You get them 2 buckets, you look up, now they're up 20 probably because they're gonna get probably 3 more. And so like you can't fall asleep. Like I think that my experience allows me to like know and see that the importance of 1 or 2 plays. You can't take plays off at this level. And like I said, we're professionals, so we gotta make sure we do what we do.
And there's Adam Miller. You heard him. I mean, excited for this team, excited what the offense can do. And we will talk more about that this week. But yeah, I'll leave you with a little bit to digest there. But yeah, it's an exciting team. Jaden Quinn's, big man, only 17 years old. It's insane. And I think he just turned 17. But still, more to come hoops-wise. But I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a phenomenal rest of your Monday. And don't forget, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, my IG, Michael.Caratuno.5, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005. Plus, you can hear me live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 on the Casual Sports Radio Network. Go to www.ksrnaz.com and get me the videos, pictures of you, again, watching college football, tailgating with Dos Equis, having fun. because you will win 2 free tickets to the Kansas game. So I am going to get out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your Monday. And you know it. It's a Sun Devil State. As always, Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Bubba will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great flag.
That's away. Trying to center off is Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow!
Edwards pulls up and buries a flag.
Shot for Darby.